Typically this time of year, news organizations unveil their list of the year's top stories. At 69 News, we asked our reporters to do something a little different. We asked them to pick a story that stuck with them and made an impact.
For Priscilla Liguori, one of those was the case of Princess Doe. She explains why and got an update from the Warren County Prosecutor.
I just don't have the words.
Journalists report on a lot of crime.
I'm just happy that they have resolved an end.
DNA and genealogy have made it a trend for cold cases to become blazing hot. Still, Princess Doe's case was different for me. Not only was the woman found in Blairstown the first profile put in the National Crime Information Center's database for missing people, but a community adopted her as their own.
We wanted to keep her memory alive.
We started a hot July morning at a press conference. 40 years to the day Princess Doe's remains were found, the Warren County Prosecutor's Office announced her identity, 17-year-old Dawn Olanick of Long Island. Investigators also revealed they charged Arthur Kinlaw with first-degree murder. Next, we went to her gravesite.
Dawn was buried in the cemetery right next to where she was found. Her family came to her gravesite to pay their respects.
I was struck by how the news prompted an immediate outpouring of love, support, and tears from total strangers who connected with Dawn and held vigils for her for decades.
Everybody knew about her. It's just a story of Blairstown.
Now, while painful, there were words to tell that story.
He did contact her and basically attempt to lure her into prostitution. And when she was unwilling to do that, that's when Mr. Kinlaw abducted her and then drove her here to Blairstown and then committed her murder.
Kinlaw is already locked up for 2 killings that happened almost 2 decades after Dawn's. He's a convicted murderer. Are there other Dawns out there?
And that's a significant possibility. There's a long period of time to have Mr. Kinlaw on the street, basically operating his prostitution ring and putting him in contact with a lot of different women.
In today's world, the negative things people do all blend together. It's the positive that stands out, to me at least. Here, that was a community with a refreshing value of humanity for a woman they didn't even know, and the work of hundreds of dedicated investigators, giving Dawn's family some peace.
My cousin's right here. She's always in my heart.
Today, Dawn's gravesite remains one of the most adorned by the people of Blairstown who fought for her justice.
They did that for 40 years, and I'm sure they'll continue to do that.
Prosecutor Jim Pfeiffer is hopeful the case will go to a grand jury early next year. The investigation will remain open until trial.
Investigators have received some tips since the identification and arrest, but they're looking for more. So if you have any information about the case, you're asked to contact the Warren County Prosecutor's Office. In Belvedere, Priscilla Liguori, 69 News.